Good evening.
Omar Artan was kept out of the World Cup. Now he referees a European final. Melbourne cancels its chicken show because penguins need vaccines. Trump tells drug makers to split a vaccine they say works because it is combined. Power decides who is in and who's out. Science keeps suggesting otherwise.
The UEFA Super Cup final has its referee. Omar Artan from Somalia will take charge of the match between Paris Saint-Germain and Aston Villa. Artan was barred from officiating at the World Cup. That decision was described as controversial. The referee has said he feels proud to be taking on this assignment. The Super Cup is played between the winners of the Champions League and the Europa League, making it one of European football's showcase occasions. This will be a significant moment for Artan after missing out on the World Cup. Sporting News reported this. Tens of thousands of migrants swam into Ceuta within hours, overwhelming the Spanish enclave. The sudden influx sparked a bitter row between Italy and Spain, with both countries trading accusations over how to handle the crisis. But the incident has exposed something more troubling for Europe. It showed just how easily the continent can be divided when faced with a migration emergency. Leaders like Putin and Erdogan will have been watching closely. They've now seen how quickly European unity can fracture under pressure at the borders. Guardian Africa reported this. Cuba has sent a member of the Castro family to hold talks with the Trump administration. The envoy is Raúl Rodríguez Castro, the grandson of former Cuban leader Raúl Castro. He has been working as a power broker between the two countries. But Rodríguez Castro was once named in a case that targeted a Cuban smuggling ring. The talks mark a significant shift in how Cuba is engaging with Washington, with the family that has ruled the island for decades now directly involved in negotiations. NYT World reported this. A new military coalition has been set up to protect shipping lanes in the Middle East. Several countries have joined forces to secure international trade routes in the region. The move comes as tensions continue to affect one of the world's most important waterways for global commerce. NBC's chief international correspondent Keir Simmons has been following this story. He's joining us to answer your questions about what this means for the region and for international trade. You can send those questions to us now. NBC News reported this. Something spectacular is heading our way this Wednesday. One of the most impressive solar eclipses in decades will be visible across the UK. Many parts of the country are expected to have good viewing conditions. So it's worth looking up at the skies to catch this rare event. The eclipse is being described as one of the best opportunities in years to witness this natural phenomenon. BBC News reported this.
Good news for eclipse watchers. Wednesday brings one of the best solar shows in decades, and the UK should have clear skies for it.
***** Melbourne's Royal Show has pulled its poultry exhibits. The reason is H5 bird flu,
The same strain that's now serious enough that
Phillip Island's little penguins are being vaccinated.
Poultry exhibits have been cancelled at this year's Melbourne Royal Show because of bird flu concerns. Organisers made the decision as authorities work to contain the spread of the H5 virus in Victoria. The announcement comes after the state government said it would vaccinate Phillip Island's wild little penguin population against the disease. The virus poses a threat to both domestic and wild bird populations. The Melbourne Royal Show is one of the state's largest agricultural events, typically featuring displays of chickens, ducks and other poultry birds. ABC Australia just reported this. Delivery drivers and other gig workers in Australia are about to see some major changes to how they work. New regulations are being introduced that will affect people who deliver food and parcels through digital platforms. The changes will establish who exactly is covered under the new rules and set out how the system will operate going forward. It's being described as potentially the start of a new era for Australia's gig economy workers, who have long operated without many of the protections that traditional employees receive. The reforms could have significant implications for how gig work is structured across the country. SBS Australia reported this. Medeama SC say they are feeling confident as they prepare for the new football season. The team's captain, Yussif Mubarik, has told supporters that the squad will be ready when the 2026/27 campaign gets underway. Mubarik insists there's no pressure on the side, despite expectations from fans. The Yellow and Mows will be looking to build on their recent performances when the season begins. Ghana Soccernet reported this. Scientists have made an unexpected discovery about how tiny silver particles behave inside fuel cells. These particles, called nanocatalysts, actually change where they do their chemical work depending on what the fuel cell is doing at the time. When the cell is generating electricity, the reactions happen in one location. But when it's producing hydrogen instead, the reactions shift to a different spot. The finding was made by researchers studying solid oxide cells, which are devices that can either make electricity or create hydrogen fuel. This switching behavior was previously hidden from view. The discovery could now help engineers design better catalysts that work more efficiently in these energy systems. ScienceDaily reported this. The White House has called on pharmaceutical companies to split up the combined measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine into 3 separate shots. The recommendation came from President Trump. The leading pharmaceutical industry group rejected the idea within hours. They described it as unworkable. The MMR vaccine has been given as a single injection for decades and is considered safe and effective by medical authorities. The dispute highlights growing tension between the administration and drug manufacturers over vaccine policy. Ars Technica reported this.